All right. Well, you know what? People want to hear about some Cardano.
I'll say, speaking
ADA
of
gang.
ADA,
Speaking of ADA, you know what? We did that on purpose. Not really, but I'm going to pretend I did. Cardano network records significant growth in number of Plutus-based smart contracts. Plutus is the language they use for the Cardano ecosystem. What Solidity is to Ethereum, Plutus is to Cardano. So the world's largest proof of stake cryptocurrency, Cardano, has seen a significant uptick in the number of smart contracts written in its programming language, Plutus, as highlighted by the Cardano Foundation on Twitter. The number of Plutus-based smart contracts has risen over 200% from just over 300 in the middle of last month. We're not talking about that long ago. Today's what, the 10th, I think? So not even a month ago. So just 3 weeks and some change. Now it's already over 1,000. So in the matter of a few weeks, we've gone from 300 contracts to over 1,000. This milestone indicates that Plutus is gaining popularity among developers. It also shows that IOHK's efforts at boosting its popularity are paying off. IOHK carried off the Plutus Pioneer course prior to the launch of Plutus. I will say this about Cardano. Cardano has such a fervent fan ecosystem. The people love it. They love it. They've been staking it. You know, some of these people have been in it for years and years and years. They can't get enough Cardano. But if developers aren't making dApps, it will die. So the fact that, there is a lot of development interest, that is way more bullish than the holders sentiment. You want to see what the developers are doing, not what the holders are doing. Holding it's great, Yeah, I like Charles. I like Falcons, Atlanta based or shoulder based. I like all Falcons, so I'm just going to buy some Cardano. Or in some of my friends' cases, like, yeah, I was mining it, or I was getting it years ago. Now I just got a big bag. Why do you like it? Because I got a big bag of it. Why do you like it? I got it at 2 cents. Yeah, but why do you like it? Because I got it at 2 cents. No, I'm asking about Cardano, not why why the price being high is good. So the fact that now we have developers, and don't I know there's CNFTs and there's Sunday Swap and there's this and that, but it's not at the level of a Solana. It's not at the level of an Ethereum. The development work on it is not at the level of a Lightning Network, but it's getting there slowly but surely. So to me, now Cardano is starting to look like a buy. Maybe with my point zero 0.05 chain link, I got to buy one Cardano. So I don't know. Maybe my DCA strategy is going to start involving Cardano. So the current front runner projects building on Cardano includes the Sunday Swap, which I just mentioned. They just went live on a test net. Developers of that exchange have noted that they received a lot of feedback from BJ and the rest of the community and are tackling bugs as well as implementing several suggested changes to the platform, even as they barrel towards this mainnet launch. The Sunday Swap testnet was built as a stress test for Cardano blockchain. So far, it seems like the network's standing up to the test. Huge, very bullish news. Meanwhile, the price of Cardano seems to be uncorrelated with all the activity happening on the network. I would say that's to be expected. People don't jump in on something because all of a sudden developers are like working behind the scenes. But as this news gets out, I think we're going to see some of the people who, maybe, sold some Cardano, when it was around 3 or 250. Now maybe they're like, you know what? Maybe now is the time to jump back in. I know we have a staking pool. If you have some Cardano, you could stake that. Go to bitboycrypto.com and learn all about that, right? What's your view on Cardano in the macro, like in the long term here?
in the macro long term, I think it's a great project. It's one of the most decentralized smart contract platforms. I really believe in Charles Hoskinson's understanding of not only crypto and blockchain, but networks and network architecture and people in general. So I like a lot of the ways they've gone about rolling this stuff out. I don't like how long it takes, but I like their commitment to sticking to their guns and playing the long game. And I think it's going to be relevant for a really long time.
Yeah, well, Cardano versus Solana here. Solana validators, engineers grappling with the blockchain slowdown on a public call. Wait till we really. This headline is very. I don't want to say it's not misleading. It's a little hyperbolic. They're trying to doom and gloom here. So after about Thursday morning congestion, members of the blockchain's validator community they're voicing their concerns about the network's reliability. It slowed to a relative crawl Thursday morning due to a mysterious congestion event that spurred debates about centralization, communication, and transparency at the stakeholder Solana Labs. They were on display midday after the validators. They're mad about the slowdowns to Solana's claimed NASDAQ-like speed, and they joined an impromptu roundtable. The problem was simple. Network that usually processes over 2,000 transactions per second was stumbling along at speeds below 500. Still very high when you compare it to Ethereum processes around 15 per second. You got one at 15 per second, and then one that drastically slowed down to 500. So, I mean, is that a slowdown from 2000? Yeah, certainly. It's, maybe something to be alarmed about. But, they kind of frame it as like, oh my God, it's slow to molasses. Well, it's still much, much, much faster than Ethereum is, and especially Bitcoin. So the issues have been mostly resolved by Thursday evening, but not before around 35 community members included a public video chat, including CoinDesk reporter and at least two Solana Lab engineers. The 50-minute conversation started with tough questions such as when moon? Could Solana benefit from a centralized observation system? And ended with a surreal one. Can the next breakpoint be staged on yachts in the Mediterranean? I mean, sure, why not? So those who remember, they suffered an 18-hour outage in September. It was resolved only after a restart. I remember some of the criticism then was, oh, the community just kind of like shut off communication, and just like the nerds in the basements just did the code, did a restart. Next thing you know, it works. So there was a lot of pushback on the lack of communication. They were just like, guys, we were behind the scenes working to just get it fixed. We didn't want to do a press conference. This time it looked like, they see that, community just kind of wants to be kept abreast of what's going on. And I think that's fair. Nothing wrong with that.